Unión Raza, bien plantada.
Raza Podcast.
Ves acá, es la sangre de lo que nos ha costado. De Las Vegas hasta donde sea, la palabra es ley. El que camina derecho no se dobla ante el rey.
Welcome to the Union Raza Podcast, episode number 17, and I'm throwing it over to Raciel.
Hey, how's it going, family? Happy Friday. Salucita de la buena. Alec, cheers.
Cheers.
Molly, Jupiter, cheers with water.
This is episode 17 of the Union Raza podcast. How exciting.
Alec, introduce our guest.
So we have here Jupiter and Molly.
Yes. So you guys made the news. You guys are going viral. Just on our own platform alone, I think it got a lot of views, comments, and welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Union Raza podcast. Just tell me a little bit about yourselves. Where you're from, what got you in the industry. Let's start off with that.
Okay, yeah. I'm Molly Wylder. I'm originally from upstate New York, but I've been living in Vegas. Sorry, there's a piece of hair deeply in my mouth. There we go. I've been living in Vegas for about 6 years now. What got me into the profession is actually really funny, and it's funny that Jupiter's on with me because we both read the same Cracked article. Cracked was a comedy website. I think it's now defunct. But this person used to write these personal experience articles, and we both read the same one that was from a legal sex worker in Nevada. And we were both like, oh, I could do that. And it was right in the same time period. And then I came out here. We had never met each other before, but we're from similar areas and all that. It was really funny to have the same story. So, yeah.
Yeah. I have name dropped cracked.com so many times over the years. Mind you, this was like the golden era of Cracked. It's not really the same.
I can see everybody under 30
anymore.
just like glazed over. They're like, what is that?
What's that? Like, or anybody over 50 saying,
You guys,
is that
I got to
like Mad
chime in
Magazine?
really quick, and I just want to say welcome again because we had a little bit delay on our Instagram audience, and that's my fault because I'm having some trouble with my software. We've been live on Facebook for the past minute, but if we could please just reintroduce our special guest for our Instagram audience, I'm going to throw it back over to Raciel. You're on the Union Raza Podcast, episode number 17.
So for our people on Instagram, shout out, cheers. Welcome to the Union Raza podcast. We're just talking to our guests, Molly and Jupiter. They have an amazing story. First brothel unionized in the state of Nevada, or maybe in the country. So awesome. And they were just telling us how they got into this industry, this business, and they were just sharing. If you don't mind repeating, since we got a little backtrack, go ahead. You guys were talking about a website. You guys...
Yeah, sure. Quick points. Cracked. It was a comedy website that was very popular in the mid-10s. It's now defunct. People went on to College Humor and other places from there. But we both read one of the personal experiences articles that was from a legal sex worker in Nevada. Ouch. Sorry. And we both read the same one, and we were like reading her personal experience, and separately, we hadn't met each other. We were both like, I could do that. And that's how we ended up both working at Sherry's.
Okay. And then how long ago was this? About
8 years.
About 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Started around the same time.
That's the thing is I was going to say, I think that article had roughly the same turnaround time for both of us because we started within the same month. It was May of 2018.
So you guys both saw it at the same time. That's pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, publishing schedules, I guess. But yeah, which, by the way, were you all... Did you finish recapping?
I'm good.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
We got a little lost there. I'm Jupiter. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm always the problem. And I'm gonna keep kicking you. I'm so sorry.
Problems.
I'm fidgety. Yeah, again, I am the problem.
You're telling me you're fidgety, please.
Fair enough. But yeah, so I'm Jupiter Jetson. I also started at Sherry's in May of 2018. I'm also an adult actress. And I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you. And yeah, I don't know what else I'd say just to get started. I feel like we're going to dive in pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to... You guys' story, it's pretty amazing. Unionizing and looking for labor rights, and tell me what made you think of reaching out to a union like CWA, for example.
So I am not going to take any of that credit whatsoever. this was all brought about by the magic and power of community. So I have been, since 2021, I've been working to get 3 words removed from the Nevada legal language.
What are those 3 words, if you don't mind?
Via endocervical swab. They are the only words that require us to not be up to date with modern testing standards. The porn industry uses urinary gnat collection, which is statistically not dissimilar. It's pretty much identical in terms of detection times and accuracy to an endocervical swab, but it's far less invasive. And so I started working on that years ago. And of course, I've built over the years of trying to get that done very unsuccessfully, I will add. I have built collected a ragtag team of really connected people. And so I was talking to one of them. It's a professor at UNLV who I've worked with for the last 2 years or so. And she said, someone I know would probably be very, very good with this. And I actually happened to know that person as well. Her name's Susie Q. She's wonderful, very well-respected porn director. And
shout out to Susie.
Shout out to
Shout out,
Susie.
Thank you so much, Susie.
I owe her the fanciest dinner. I relayed what we were going through, and she said, I think I know someone who could help with this. And she reached out to someone who reached out, and that's how we got introduced to the Communications Workers of America. Literally 24 hours after, I think it was about 24 hours after the phone call with Susie, they had their first meeting with me and the rest of the group, where they let us know what they could do for us, how they could help us, and said that it sounds like we're communication workers to them, and invited us on board. So this was, mind you, we started organizing and advocating for ourselves back in December. It was never the goal to unionize. This didn't start as a union campaign. This started as an organic effort to prevent intellectual property theft and abuse of our signatures.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so we have worked under several contracts over the last 8 years, but they've all been fairly similar. There have been a couple things that have changed between contracts. One thing that doesn't change is that they always just hand it to you and tell you to sign. You don't get a week to look at it or anything like that, which is standard with other places that have independent contractors. So they were ominously hinting about this new contract for months, saying, oh, we have a new contract coming and some ladies aren't going to like it. And we were all like, okay, well, there's a lot of things we don't like, so I don't know what's going to be on this. Then the week of Christmas, they started handing it out to us, and it turned out that in addition to a lot of other things that are usually on there, there was also some clauses that are completely unprecedented in any contract work and illegal, but also which completely changed the nature of the arrangement and the business relationship that we have had for nearly a decade with these people in Jupiter and I's case. So Jupiter is really good at the legal stuff, so I can let her get into the details of it, but the big thing is they wanted to own or at least be able to profit off of all our intellectual property. And that doesn't just mean Jupiter's adult film or things that we create while we're on their property. That means everything. They wanted, if I had made an invention, I have a science degree, if I made an invention, they wanted to be able to claim part of that. If somebody writes a book, they wanted to be able to claim part of that, whether it had anything to do with the ranch or not. So that was a huge overreach that was just a massive overstep that's really, like I said, unprecedented. And then the power of attorney thing, Jupiter is much better at explaining.
Yes. So don't get me wrong, the intellectual property clauses are absolutely egregious. There is no overstating just how complete and total ownership they wanted of everything that we do. But most concerning was that in the same section, but in a different clause, there was a power of attorney that would have been transferred to the ranch, that we would be giving them a permanent and irrevocable power of attorney paired with an interest, which I didn't initially understand what that meant. So after I reached out to my attorney, he explained to me that paired with an interest in this context means that it survives our employment with the ranch, and it survives us for that matter. It would be a power of attorney that they could use after our death. And the interest that it's paired with is their interest in our business. So long as they view it as profitable, they could be profiting off of it and signing our names on legal documents with or without our permission.
Wow, that's crazy that they even built a contract that even says like, hey, some girls are not going to like this, but we're going to give it to them anyway.
Well, the overwhelming attitude of brothel owners for all of legal brothel history, they've only been around in the fashion that they are since 1972, and they're only legal because one man insisted, I'm going to do crime and it's going to be okay. R.I.P. What's his name? Jim Cantori. And I always do that. It's not Jim Cantori. That's the awesome dude from the Weather Channel. Jesus.
Could you besmirch the good name of
would never. Jim Cantori, I hope you know I love you. I pay $2.99 a month just to watch you lose your mind about Thunder Snow. I love you, Jim Cantori. No, it's Joe Conforte. Oh, I always do that. I swear to you. I swear no libel against Jim Cantori. But back to my point at hand. It's only legal because he insisted on doing crime and managed to, through bribery, sheer luck, and sheer force of will, get a patchwork of laws passed that, de facto legalized it. But the overwhelming attitude of brothel owners since then has been that we are lucky that we get to live and we get to work in this kind of in-between zone where everybody else in our line of work in this country lives and works under criminalization, and we don't. We get the privilege to work legally, and as we shouldn't be trying to push back or change anything, because if we do, that could cause the whole system to fall apart. And the thing is that if a system can't withstand people asking for their rights.
How is the working conditions? How is the human rights of it? Is it human?
So the general working conditions have always been very good. I can only speak to Sherry's in this conversation. There are a lot of other brothels in the States. Right. Or in the state, I did try out at another one, but I'm not going to speak on them because I was there for 2 weeks. It doesn't count. So the conditions at Sherry's have always been clean. They've always been safe. We really like having our clients come to us because it means that, somebody can't set up a weird trap for you at their house. And the opportunity to work legally has been incredible. So I've really, up until now, been pleased with the human rights aspect of how I work. A lot of people, when they hear sex work, they're thinking about the sex part, not the work part. And the work part is what matters to us. And until now, the work part has been not perfect, but not so bad, enough that it was worth the money we were making. And then they gave us this contract, and not only was it no longer worth the money we were making, but we were like, actually, while we're at it, all these other things that have bothered us for a long time weren't okay either, if we're getting into it. So that's kind of where I fall on the human rights conditions of our job.
You mentioned before we started the podcast that once you guys reached out and talked about unionize and talked about labor rights, that you guys were actually fired for bringing this to the table.
Her first, then me.
I think I was, technically speaking, the very first person fired by the ranch. I think I just... okay. I was like, it sounded kind of funny. I'm like, where'd I go? But no, I and another lady who had a few days prior to our firing, we had been on campus. I drove out there. I wasn't even scheduled to work. And I was stopping ladies on their way in to tell them about the union and offer them the chance to give me a union authorization card if they wanted to join. And the other lady was inside the house and letting people know that I had a fun message for them if they came out to my van.
Surprise in the creepy white van.
Yeah.
So go check out Jupiter. She's outside.
Nothing weird at all to see here, folks. And later that night, I had gone, after the first session, I had gone and gotten some union busting bingo cards printed up, and that lady had also gone later that night back to the ranch. I also went for a little bit just to get some more union cards, but she also passed out the bingo, the solidarity busting bingo, and within 24 hours, because we achieved the supermajority of workers with that little business trip to go get the cards. And within 24 hours of the ranch receiving our notice of voluntary recognition, me and her were fired. Her in person and me via email.
Wow.
How was that email like?
Formulaic.
Wildly impersonal for someone who's known me for 8 years, I'll say that. It was something along the lines of, the nature of our business has changed and our relationship has come to an end. And okay, I'm not sure what the change is other than, the union.
Do you come from a union background, like family within the trades, or?
So, fun fact that I didn't even realize when we first had this conversation with the CWA. I knew I'd heard of them before, and I was like, oh, they're just a big union. No, it's because I have a bunch of merch in their house, or in my house, because my grandfather was a member of the CWA from like the 60s to the 80s. So, I mean, yeah. So technically kind of a union legacy, but it wasn't a big topic in my house. It was just something that, like, again, to the point where I didn't even really realize or notice that my grandfather was union until I was like, oh wait, I have those plates.
And now it came back. That's
Yeah, it comes back. I feel like he would deeply approve of this turn of events.
Well, you, Molly, how was that? Was it an email?
Oh yeah, it was an email. So mine is interesting because I had not been on campus. Sorry, this is where I normally put my hands. I hadn't been on campus. I had posted a pro-union TikTok, and I had also been in the AP. My firing came 24 hours after my appearance in the Associated Press interview. So I hadn't even been back on the campus. I hadn't even refused to sign this new contract. They saw me doing union activity, and all of a sudden our business is no longer aligned anymore.
Yeah, because you got the exact same email.
Oh, exactly the same.
Of the women,
Copy and paste.
of the women who've been fired, it has been a copy and paste form email. Yeah.
How many women have been fired?
I think it's a grand total. It's 5 confirmed, and 1 is like a soft.
We have 4 ULPs fired.
We do
filed,
have, we have 4 ULPs.
Then, I think it's a total of 7.
It's a 7. Yeah, I just realized that it's a total of 7 now. Yeah, as of this afternoon, it is a total of 7.
And then how many total people were contracted by?
We are not discussing that because there's a bit of a thing with the majority where, because of the nature of our business, they could like hire on a ton more people to try to say we didn't have to.
Actually, that time is over. Yeah. Apparently there is your timing is great. Because they were so convinced that, I guess they thought we were like bluffing. They definitely didn't talk to the CWA. They just put this letter on letterhead. That had to have been what they thought, because they never bothered to send in an RM petition and like actually double check that we had the majority. We did, mind you. We had a shockingly high majority of the people. But yeah, they never even bothered to call that. Like, they missed the deadline, didn't even try. So yeah, no, we can, I mean, I'm
not going to say the number of cards
we still don't need it. Yeah.
70-something. There are 70-something ladies who were contracted at the time that we started this.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Not too specific.
But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's turned out.
So you guys have an official contract. What is different with your new contract under CWA with the contract that we're offering?
We do not yet have a union contract.
Okay.
No, the ranch has been very against, talking to the CWA. So we are hoping that they will bargain with us in good faith, but so far that's something they have not done. So we don't have a union contract. We will, though, and it's going to be awesome.
So you're seeking that contract.
Yeah, as of right now, their tactic is direct bargaining and intimidation through firings.
Yeah,
and I have no contract because I was fired. So currently I have no contract at all.
So then is this the first union in Nevada?
We are not the first sex workers to unionize, but we are the first brothel to unionize. There have been some strip clubs such as the Lusty Lady in San Francisco and Star Garden in Los Angeles most recently who unionized.
Okay, so this has been done before.
It has been done in the world, I think in the Netherlands, correct?
Yes, there is also there is a union for sex workers in the Netherlands as well.
And they love it.
Yeah, they've been so supportive.
Very supportive. They've been telling us, like, this is what got us to, like, finally be seen seriously at workers. This is what made our jobs, like, finally secure and safe for us. So we're really excited to get even half the results that they got over there.
Is that in Amsterdam?
Yeah. Well, the Netherlands is the country that Amsterdam is in. It's
Yeah. Right on.
Within the contract, talking about financials, is there going to be more profit for the worker, or
more benefits?
Benefits?
I mean, if we were to remove the illegal financial practices just off the top, 100%. But we really can't discuss any specifics of a contract, because right now it's purely conceptual. We haven't even had an agreement that they will sit down at the bargaining table with us. So we don't know what that would look like. But there's almost no way that it would be with workers at the table. You know what I mean? I see a very strong improvement.
Go ahead, Rob.
We got some comments coming in over here on the IG. Rasmari702. What specific rights or safety measures do you hope to gain by organizing into a union? How do you see that changing the stigma around your work?
So, as Jupiter just said, we can't be super specific with what we're hoping for because we have not been elected union representatives. We cannot speak for the other women who are going to be in this union with us yet. That wouldn't be fair. I know one thing that we all agree on is that this intellectual property clause and this power of attorney need to go. They cannot be in there. We cannot have them. And as Jupiter said, there's a couple of there's some fees that are illegal that need to go as well. Other than that, I'm not comfortable speculating on what the needs are of everybody else in the union.
Yeah, because the thing is when it comes time, it's not going to be any one of us who are sitting down at the table to negotiate with the ranch. It's going to be a team of us that are speaking with the rest of the group. So, we don't have a hive mind.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, I'm thinking of is there entrepreneur chance where somebody could do a brothel that is just all unionized and put a new ranch out there? Is there how's the permits looking like?
That's the dream, but unfortunately,
some big investors maybe.
So you remember how I mentioned all of that fun patchwork of laws that was built by brothel owners to benefit brothel owners? One of those laws, it was actually implemented, if I'm remembering my brothel history correctly, after at least one of the ranches got set on fire in the brothel wars. They actually mandated, I think through a lobbying effort, possibly by Dennis Hoff, to limit the number of brothels in Nevada to the ones that had already been built.
Oh, wow.
So even if
there's a monopoly?
Yes. So even if, say for example, when Sagebrush Ranch burned down some years ago, they had to have a prospector or a surveyor. Surveyor is the word. Prospectors dig for gold.
Prospector is so much more fun.
So much more fun.
It's a prospector.
But it's a surveyor. They had to have a surveyor come out, and this could be apocryphal. Full disclosure, but I was told that they had to have a surveyor come out to measure the amount of foundation that was actually left after the fire in order to be allowed to rebuild, because of that clause in the Nevada State Charter.
Dennis is the guy that used to have the HBO.
Yes,
I think he already passed away, right?
Yes, he's very dead.
Yeah. I think he even ran for mayor or governor or something. He went to the political world.
And he won after he was very dead.
After he was very dead, yeah. He died I just kind of seen a story about it. Like, he won and died he didn't even know he won or something like that.
Yeah, he died before he won. That was the year that he won. It was the same election race year that a donkey won as well in another state. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, it was the Republicans elected a donkey and a dead brothel owner.
I know which I prefer.
The donkey, for sure. For sure. For sure, the donkey.
100%.
Wow, I didn't even know there was wars with brothels.
Yeah, there's a really great book that I've only actually read excerpts from. So I quote from it, but I actually need to sit down and read the whole thing. But it's hard to get an actual copy, and I keep forgetting that I should just sacrifice and get it on Kindle. But there was a ton of competition in the early days of the brothels, and there was a lot of dirty dealings. I mean, I don't think a lot of this has survived to modern era, because almost I don't think any of the brothels the modern brothel ownership still exists from back in those days. But yeah, there was pretty vicious wars. There was arson. I know Joe Conforte eventually had to flee the country. I think it was Argentina he ended up retiring in. Another one of the brothel owners went to jail for funneling money to him in Argentina. The history of the brothels is wild.
That way he'll learn.
Going off that, we have a comment coming in that said, do any other brothel or have any other brothels contacted you guys about what you're doing to try to get in on the movement?
Yes, but I cannot talk about it quite yet.
Oh, okay.
That's good news.
But there is some really exciting. Yeah, there's actually there's only been one negative voice somewhere so far. One would have to question the motivations, but we don't have to talk about that here.
One could read about the motivations in Mother Jones, in fact, if one wanted.
Yeah, there's some pretty illuminating corrections issued in that Mother Jones article that can shed some light on
today.
One of the dissenting voices. But yeah, no, at least in private direct messages that brothel owners cannot read, there's been a pretty shocking amount of support from other brothel workers, people across the world.
Yeah, and that's amazing that you guys did something that needs to happen, right? There's support for it. There's a movement for it. There's momentum.
It does in so many ways feels like we're doing something really big here.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned the bill, and maybe you could read it for me, Alec, because my...
It says, how does Colorado Senate Bill 26097 impact sex workers, and why does policy matter in your daily life?
Okay. So I submitted this one as like a question that I wanted to talk about, and there's a very specific reason for that. There are a limited number of spaces to work at brothels. As Jupiter just mentioned, there's only so many that can be built, and they only have so many rooms. So and their licenses have a specific number of ladies, but we don't need to get into that. It's a lot of stuff. What most sex workers around the world have always wanted is not legalization. We want decriminalization. That means that we can work without having criminal penalties, but that all of the licensing fees and things that I have to pay, the control that the brothel has over me because I have to work there, are no longer a factor. So I think, for one thing, I was really happy to see this. I am no longer worried about not getting my job back because the CWA is definitely going to get my job back. But if I were worried about it,
Shout out to CWA.
If I were worried about it, it is good to know that Colorado is trying to be a safe place for sex workers who can't work at brothels because of their gender or because they just don't want to go live somewhere for a week, to go and work and be safe. Sex workers are so much safer under decriminalization than they are under either legalization or criminalization. So,
yeah, I 100% couldn't agree more. I made a video about this that I haven't posted yet.
Okay.
But I sorry, but genuinely, I know I and Molly have both been talking a lot this last week or two about the proper way to handle employment and unionization and all of that. But I will be so clear that under a system of legalization, then yes, being a union employee is 100% our best path forward. It's the only path that truly does give us rights. However, decriminalization is the only path that gives everybody access, everybody safety, and everybody the dignity of the recognition that their job is a real job. It's real work, and it deserves protections.
They said it's the oldest profession in history that they did it before. So
yeah.
They had to pay us in something, so it's not the oldest.
It's not the oldest.
Well, and it's really radicalized me, in recent times. I live out of the country these days. I actually come back here specifically to work at the ranch because I have my career here, I have my community here. But I always thought it was just the Netherlands that had decriminalized sex work. I thought it was, that they were the, Nevada of Europe. No, there's actually only a tiny, tiny handful of countries that also criminalize sex work. I mean, we're on a list with like North Korea and, the UAE and
Qatar.
truly enlightened. In terms of their attitude towards sex work, that's who we're in line with, not places like Germany, like France. We are very behind the times in terms of sex work, and these communities are suffering for it.
I want to ask you, Artkore that we own in the Union Raza, we belong to CWA as well, and we're under the printing section when it comes to Artkore. How does a brothel goes under CWA's umbrella? Is it under entertainment?
Well, there's a number of ways that I would say that we fit in, but at its core, yes, we fit. And the initial idea was, of course, they're trying to lay a claim to our communication products. So in the interest of protecting that, the CWA was incredibly appropriate. But we are performers. We are providing entertainment. We are advertising. We are, and at the end of the day, our entire job boils down to communication, because I know that there is an idea that what we are doing is selling gratification, but in actuality, any worker will tell you that the majority of what you're selling is intimacy, connection, and an outlet for conversation. People are lonely.
Most of what we do is talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got another comment that came in here on the Instagram, JT23_92. What if it doesn't go your way? What's the next move?
It's a great question.
That is a really great question. Well, if it doesn't go my way, if it doesn't go our way, I will carry on in my life with the knowledge that I did everything in my power to protect the rights of my fellow workers.
That's a great answer. I'm going to get my brother over here. He has a couple of questions. I know you guys have been talking about swag. I know you guys have been talking about logos moving forward. He is our, within Artkore, he's from our swag department, as well as my son here, Alec. But he has a couple of questions. You guys have been great. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tapping out.
I'm a
Cheers.
handshaker.
Tap it, tap it.
Yeah,
Alec,
let's talk
they beat you
merch.
to
I'm a handshaker,
Yeah.
but I got my weird finger now, so I'm just like,
Ladies, how we doing?
Hey.
yeah, I love
So I guess-
love a fist bump.
What's up?
Speaking about branding, how did the logo come to be? We were talking about it a little bit before the podcast, but if you guys could tell the story about it.
So the logo was a collaborative process. We wanted something that screamed union, of course. And we also wanted something that really alluded to the history of sex work in this country. So there are a lot of symbols of sex work. There's obviously, you know, the red lantern. One that's less well known is the sewing needle. That would be from Seattle sex workers and how they would list themselves on censuses as seamstresses.
There's a sewing needle in our logo?
No, there's not.
I saw an umbrella. I
I'm
saw a
getting
cat.
to the rest of it. The sewing needle.
Hold on, let me look that up real quick.
No,
I was gonna say, wait, I missed something. Okay, sorry.
No. So, and then there's the red umbrella, which is an international symbol for sex worker safety and rights. And then I will let Jupiter tell you about the cutest little part of our logo.
So we have such a happy accident with our logo. We wanted something that was really specific to Sherry's, because this is, you know, despite this effort, you know, the eventual goal being, you know, statewide, worldwide, what have you. We wanted it to have a little bit of an origin Easter egg. And so we have this stray cat. We all call him Bungalow. And I also call him Secura Kitty, because he looks like his fur makes him his outfit. Well, his fur makes him look like he's wearing the security uniform. He even has like a little white patch of fur, like right where it's supposed to go, where the security embroidery goes. But anyway, we threw him on there, and then after, before it went to publish and before it got approved, we learned about the Sabo Tabby, which has like super strong ties to the labor movement, and is kind of like a little flag that, you know, you can put up and let people know that you're getting ready to strike. And that was just so perfect. It brings me a lot of joy that Bungalow is getting immortalized in our logo.
But yeah, we were wondering about that. The only thing we got to fix about that cat, he looks scared. So we got to fix them eyes.
We want him to be
emailed you.
angry.
Yeah,
We
I
want
got
him to look mad.
I got you. Right now he's like, you know, so we got you. We'll fix that. We'll take care of that for you guys. I'm
He
not
can
ready
be
for
happy when we
questions.
have a contract.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Hey, I have another question. I know I wanted to ask it earlier. I had seen something online. I don't know if it's true or not, but they say for a place to have brothels, it has to be under 500,000 people living there. Is that fact?
750,000. That's why there's none in Reno, Carson, or in Las
See,
Vegas.
I knew it was something like that. That was kind of. Do you guys think it'll ever become legal in Vegas? Because everybody in the world thinks Vegas it's legal.
The amount of money they make off of sex work criminalization.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, no.
Not unless it's decriminalized in the entire United States. I mean, maybe Nevada will take Colorado's like leaf if Colorado's successful, like they did with marijuana.
I'd say that's the thing, that they're the first. Colorado's the first. They do marijuana, and then shrooms, and then a bunch of other things. And now,
Shrooms?
I think
Yeah,
so.
they were the very first state
psychedelics,
to,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
psilocybin.
They're like, I guess,
So maybe.
progressive. They passed this bill, so
maybe.
they're
That's-
kind of the first, I guess.
But anybody that knows that I live in Vegas or ask, they all think it's legal here in the state, in the state, and it's not.
And that kind of ties back. I feel like that's somewhat not intentional, but I feel like if there wasn't money to be made, it would be made a little bit more clear.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know what questions y'all asked, bro. I was behind the scenes talking to Rob over there. Let me see. It's his fault, bro.
I'm back here pressing buttons and reading comments. My bad, guys. I'm right here with you, though.
Have you guys had any backlash from other than of course, the
firing?
brothels? Other than the
both got
firing.
fired?
But backlash from like maybe friends or people that you guys know is like, what the hell are you guys doing? You know? No?
No, I've been out to my friends and family for, half a decade now. So I'm not getting any backlash. My family is excited for me to unionize. They're excited for me to have more job security and a list of possible benefits that I would like to ask for.
That's good. And that's what you guys need. I think at the end of the day, it is about, the benefits. Like you said, they're trying to take advantage, and what's not cool. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a little lost.
I
got one for you, though. I got one for you, and this one's pretty good here coming off the question card. If you could say one bold thing to critics who don't believe this type of work deserves labor rights, what would that be? And I think that's a pretty heavy question right there.
All right, so I have the one for this, which is, if the sex part bothers you, focus on the work part.
Yeah.
If you don't want to think about the sex part, focus on the fact that I am currently a small business owner who is not being treated like one. So I've been treated like an employee, and I should have the benefits of other employees. Don't think about what I do for work if that's what bothers you. Think about the fact that I deserve the rights that other workers have. And would you want, your mother, brother, sister, cousin to be working under these conditions? No, you wouldn't. You would want them to have fair working conditions.
I mean, if we give Raytheon executives labor rights, why not sex workers?
Yeah, definitely. So something that you just mentioned. So you guys, the way you work, you guys, you're your own employer. So if this happens to you guys, then you're actually going to be you're going to be an employee, right?
Yeah. So employee has been considered a four-letter word in the brothel system for a long time because we've been lied to about what it means. We have been told that if we are employees, there are certain freedoms that we have right now that they will take away. They'll be able to choose our pricing. They'll be able to tell us to see certain clients. And the fact of the matter is, with negotiating our own contract, that's just not true. So as an independent contractor, were I an independent contractor, which I've been treated like an employee, so I'm not, I'm supposed to be able to choose my own clients and be able to contact them the way I want. When my hairstylist moved salons 3 times in the past 2 years, she just texted me like, hey, I'm moving salons.
Right.
I have only been allowed to communicate with my clients on approved brothel channels for 8 years. I'm also supposed to be allowed to keep my tips, which everybody is, but particularly independent contractors. And instead, I've been forced to split those 50-50 for the past 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's also a predatory limousine fee. There's a limo that is heavily advertised as free to our clients. And if they choose to take that limo, there is a 30% fee that comes off the top of the entire booking. And that's not something that we were asked about. It's just something on the contract that we signed, and that's not what independent contractors have either.
No. So I used to work at a strip club, and the way it used to be, the girls would pay a house fee, and everything they made was for them.
Yes.
They could tip out the DJs, tip out whoever they want. But so in my head, I would expect that's how that would work for you guys. You guys pay the brothel.
They want their cake and they want to eat it too.
No bueno.
And see, that's the thing is that, and I've heard that for years, and it's kind of funny. I had never really thought about it until all of this, but that is the line that they give us is that, well, you guys are independent contractors because if you were employees, we would have set prices and you wouldn't be able to refuse clients. And I don't think that there's any employment classification that allows for rape or sex trafficking. Yeah. I think that's a kind of a hard no, whether you're an IC or an independent contractor. And, I kind of realized, considering I never thought of the brothel as wanting to have, villainous levels of control over our lives. But this new contract really has reframed that for me. And quite frankly, if becoming employees would give them the power to tell us what to charge, who to see, how long to work, on what planet would they not want that? if that's what employment gives them, the employee status gives them, why are they fighting so hard to prevent it? Well, if they want to own our image, don't they want to be able to own our time, tell us when to come in and who to see? Like, it's just the logic isn't logicking.
And I'm also guessing they probably make you guys or want to make you guys do other stuff other than the work, maybe social media and stuff like that, marketing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I have a very popular TikTok page that is related to the brothel. I do a lot of brothel myth busting and kind of FAQ kind of things on there. And there has been a lot of discussion that me and Molly also has a super popular
Much
TikTok
less
page.
popular than Jupiter.
She's killing it, though. I will say, if you want any information about the things that have been going on, her and Adeline Gray have been absolutely killing it on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm getting to it when I can, but I have my conversational kind of rambling style. They're actually informational.
Hey, which is fine. Please go ahead and plug your TikToks, your social media. You're more than welcome to.
Oh, yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm at Jupiter Jetson on all of the major socials except for Twitter because they deleted me. So now I'm at Jupiter's Army on Twitter. It's a fan page that I made like 5 years ago and then never touched.
That's so cute.
Thank you. It's really appropriate. I was going to change the name, but it's just so appropriate right now.
No,
I couldn't
very
change
militant.
it. Yeah.
And I am Molly Wylder on TikTok, just at Molly Wylder. And then on Twitch, I am at Good Golly Tis Molly because It's Molly was taken.
That one's cute too.
Yeah, I just stream video games. It's nothing sexy. Don't come and be disappointed. I told you so.
So what's something, I'd say, behind the scenes, how brothels work? You guys mentioned, what's a misconception of brothels, how they work? You guys said that there's a lot of like lonely people. Most of it is just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is there's so many different people who think so many different things that I can't say what the misconceptions are. What I can say is it's work that I chose. And under capitalism, any work you do is only so much your own choice. And mine is no less my choice than somebody who works construction or is a plumber or works at the library. We all make choices on the work we do, and this is what I chose. And I had other options. I want everyone to know that I have 2 degrees. I had other options. I had a lot of other options, and I chose to pursue this because I like it.
Yeah.
No, and the fact,
say,
and how they're mentioning at the end of the day, the sex part is probably the smallest part. Like I said, I worked at the strip club, and I remember a lot of the girls would sit with the guys for hours. Mm-hmm. The guys will give them $300, $400, $500. I'm like, how many dances? None.
No dances.
They just wanted to talk.
Well, that's the thing is that that is, I will say because I also can't answer what color is a car. There's too many misconceptions to clear up all at once. But there is, I think the biggest one is that sex workers are doing this because we don't have other options. And that is the thing is that, I no exaggeration, the women that I've met in the 8 years I've worked at Sherry's have been a collection of just the most impressive women I've ever met in my life. Just awash in options. And this is what they want to do.
Is there men in the brothels?
There is one currently in the modern brothel system. There is one man who is working. I believe he's at Bella's.
Is he? I didn't know about the new man. I just knew about the old man.
Oh well, yeah. There was the one man. There was the lonely man at the Shady Lady. Lonely man at Shady Lady.
I got a question, bro. Why are you asking this question, bro? What is your preference?
No, it's a really great question for a great reason. Actually, I want to explain why his question is so good because part of what's going on here is that people of other genders cannot work at Nevada brothels. That's why I was so excited about Colorado decriminalizing. Men should be able to do this. Gay men want to see male clients. Straight women, or gay men want to see, you got what I meant. Straight women want to see male workers. And there are trans workers. There's so many other people who should and could be working in this job if it's what they wanted, and they can't. But there's one guy apparently. Tell me about him.
There is one guy. He's actually part of a couple. If I know, if I'm not mistaken, it's a couple that work together, and he's at Bella's Hacienda. I think I want to say his name's Romeo, but I don't want to misquote. And this is live, so now I already. But
well, to answer my brother, the reason I asked if Artkore and Union Raza doesn't work out, I can go make some ladies happy. What can I say?
Bella's Hacienda. Hey.
That way he'll learn.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's cool. Shit. See,
you guys got about 5 minutes left on the show.
See, this is what happens when I don't start from the beginning. I get thrown in the middle, and I'm a little lost. I feel a little confused.
We could talk about the merch. It's really
there you go.
Yeah. We got some prizes and some gifts with them as well, right?
I'm saying I'm talking about their merch, not like this.
Like, hey,
Like, I'm always excited for a free T-shirt.
I love free stuff.
Dear God, every free T-shirt gets cut into a free little crop top with the muscle shirt thing for the gym. So it's
Bam.
good stuff.
That
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
You guys are working on merch. There's a lot of hype around it. Stickers. I've heard that people want stickers. People want this and that. So you guys could talk about what you guys are plans as far as that.
Yeah, well, we've got some preliminary designs in. We're just waiting to kind of. I guess we're waiting to hear back until Monday morning.
To hear
but-
back.
Yeah, they're waiting to hear back from Artkore. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sir.
so we are starting off with 4 shirt designs, 2 unisex and 2 women's. One of them's going to be like pretty cutesy and tight and, like for whatever.
For the hot girls.
For the hot girls, which is all the girls and the hot boys. And then one which is much more full coverage for people who want to rep the union but don't want to rep the union. And then we're thinking 2 stickers, one that's just our logo because we've been asked for that. Can I say the other slogan on this?
Yeah,
Is that
this
okay?
is Instagram. I don't know.
It's Instagram and Facebook. We're on both.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Oh, and TikTok.
Well, you heard
Well-
it before. Can we say it?
That's to you guys.
Bus nuts, not unions. Don't get screwed. And then we're also getting some dad hats for dads and some mugs and patches eventually, I think.
And my dream for my merch design that I want to see happen is I don't know if anybody who's watching is familiar with brothel tokens, but brothel tokens are like a really old school thing that they used to have back in the Wild West.
Is it like a challenge coin?
It's essentially like a challenge coin, but it was essentially like a voucher for one good, good
Okay.
for like that's actually where the inspiration for
Good for
"Don't Get
one screw.
Screwed"
Yeah.
comes from, is because it used to say good. Some of them said "good for one screw."
I have one that does.
Yeah,
I
so
love it. Yeah.
Artkore can help you guys with keychains.
I saw you guys have the cute metal ones, so that's why I'm like, oh yeah.
So
That's,
yeah,
Let's
I
just
overheard
save
you
that
guys
for
talking
that.
about the challenge. Cause I was like, we got you on that.
yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, I want it to be like a one-to-one deal.
So once a certain somebody gets back to you, everything's finalized.
Bro, I'm leaving, bro. All these indirects, bro.
Leaving to go work on our merch.
No, I'll take care of you guys next week.
Where can people find your merch?
We are at UnitedBrothelWorkers.com. If it's a safe for work site that you'd like to tell your friends about and you don't want your account to get nuked, you can go to UnitedBWorkers.com as well.
Or UnitedBrothelWorkers.org. All roads lead to Rome.
I don't know if .net does. Does
I don't know
.net?
if
Something-
what even is .net.
Another quick question. So, if someone that's listening wants to get in this business, is it something they can contact you directly? What kind of guidance can you tell them? Hey, go here, do this, do that.
The best guidance I can give is genuinely, and this is going to sound somewhat harsh, but if you're meant to be in this industry, it kind of will find you. And it's one of those things that, of course, I'm always open to giving people advice. I'm always open to, if people are in the industry and they are hoping for help to navigate things, always an open book. It's something I've been known for my entire career. But I am very hesitant to give any kind of advice because, and this veers off into an entirely different conversation, but there is a bit of a mainstreaming of the idea that sex work is the instant path to riches. And I mean, we're here as laborers saying this is a real job. And, if we were, multimillionaires, we wouldn't be fighting for our job.
Exactly.
So I'm just always hesitant to give any kind of advice to people who have absolutely zero, experience in the industry.
And I know we got 2 minutes left, and I just got to say this. You sound like Miley Cyrus.
20 times a week.
Yeah,
20 times a week.
I had another question too,
Yes.
and it's kind of also like a statement too. I'm just curious. So I grew up in a union household with my father. He was actually part of CWA too, just like Artkore right here. So shout out to CWA. Is there anybody or any situation that you had with CWA that just made this so much easier for you guys that you want to give shout outs or recognition to? And why CWA?
Well,
CWA would take us.
Yes,
So that's the big thing. They were like, yeah, we got you. And we were like, perfect, we'll take it.
Did they contact you, or did you contact CWA?
Well, we covered this a little bit earlier, where
okay.
we were introduced by a friend of a friend, and it was kind of like a little
connected.
introduction chain.
Country.
But when we had our first Zoom meeting, we didn't realize that they were like, yeah, come on in. Like we were just
okay.
like, we thought that we were going to be saying, "Will you have us?" And it was actually like they were like, "Will you
Open
take
arms.
it?"
Open arms.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
come
it was,
on.
and it was. I it's been really beautiful. I
That's
feel
good.
like they have just been so supportive in every way. They're putting real resources.
So if you want to
behind
give a
us.
shout out to the person that's been helping your sister.
Mark Ellis, Carrie
Woo.
Biggs Adams,
Oh, yeah.
like Scott Goodstein, like all of the people who've been really
Carla?
like Carla.
Carla, yep.
Carla
Can't forget
Campos.
Carla.
Hey, yes. Like everybody who's just been standing 10 tones behind us. It's been beautiful to see.
Good to hear. We have a couple of minutes. Alec, we want to give them their gifts. Again, thank you guys for being part of the Union
you go,
Raza
Jupiter.
podcast. This is just a
I will
little
pass
token
you.
from our part to you guys.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Union Raza podcast family.
Thank you so much. Oh, I
Please.
don't have space on my lap to open this at all.
Yeah, right. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna
Mic
knock
is 2
down.
inches from my face.
So it's
We
they're
got
packaged up,
2 sheets.
but it does have your guys' logo on the
Yeah, if
sleeve.
you want to open it, go ahead.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Chingona
awesome.
Yes.
stickers.
Christmas
Yep.
come early.
Well, I have like I have
So
an
much
old
crinkling.
guitar case that I collect so many stickers for.
Yep, so some more stickers, some more gifts. So.
There you go. You
Oh
see.
my god! It's amazing!
What?
Yes!
What?
Thank you so much. That's
could
so
hold the box for
cute. Is that why you didn't get back to me in the
That
email?
is why. But you know what? I
Okay.
just noticed you can't cut the sleeves.
I don't get one.
I can just cut it
Yeah, you
off and
do.
then iron patch it back
Oh,
on.
is it one of the,
It's on
They
the
both
sleeve.
have it.
You guys both have it. Yes.
Yeah, I'll just cut it and then I'll iron patch it right on here. I'll just make it an iron-on patch.
So
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Oh, that's so dope.
I actually took a picture of this lovely lady when we were at Artkore because I was like, oh man, it would be really great to have something like this. And one of our more artistic ladies is working on a like Rosie the Riveter style
Nice.
design. So that's
that's
super
great.
cool.
Chingonas. You guys
Thank
are
you so
now
much.
part of the Artkore team. Any closing messages you guys want to share?
Thank you. I'm deeply
I don't know. I feel like the bust nuts, not unions line was the best closer we could have asked for. But thank you.
Oh, there is just one thing. We are not calling for a boycott of our workplace. There are ladies who are still working there who have families to feed, they have bills to pay, and they have done nothing wrong. So we're not calling for a boycott. We're not calling for a picket line of our workplace. If you want to go, you can still go. The money that goes to the ladies more than makes up for the fact that the house is going to get some money too.
yeah,
So
you're just trying to make it for you better for you guys and the ladies, of course.
better for everybody.
Yes, ma'am. And again, thank you guys for being part of the Union Raza podcast. Shake
you
my
so
hand.
much.
Shake my hand. Appreciate you guys.
you guys.
Happy Friday, Rob.
Thank you.
Nos vemos, hermano. Folks, everybody, thank you guys for being part of it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Happy Friday.
Again,
Stay safe.
appreciate you guys. Alec, love you. See you guys. Adios.
Laid out.